obtained by Iran and separately by Russia. This data can be used by foreign actors to attempt to communicate false information to registered voters that they hope will cause confusion, sow chaos, and undermine your confidence in American democracy. To that end, we have already seen Iran sending spoofed emails designed to intimidate voters, incite social unrest, and damage President Trump. Although we have not seen the same actions from Russia, we are aware that they have obtained some voter information just as they did in 2016.
Sean Waterman, who's an award-winning journalist and an expert on cybersecurity and counterterrorism. He joins us live from Washington, D.C. here. Sean, I'm curious as to how both Iran and Russia intended to use voter registration information. What is the impact? Who does it benefit? What is all this designed to do?
Well, voter information can be used in a number of different ways. It seems that these Iranian actors have used it to send emails, threatening emails, purporting to come from this far-right group called the Proud Boys, threatening voters in Florida, in the key swing state of Florida, who are registered Democrats, threatening them that unless they vote for President Trump, the Proud Boys will, come get them, right? So, so that's one way they could that it could be used.
So, Sean, Democrats have criticized President Trump for the last 4 years that there haven't been more protections put in place to prevent election interference from foreign adversaries. And here we're seeing the president himself targeted in these kind of attacks. Is there any mechanism that's been set up to sort of filter or prevent attempts like this?
Oh, yeah, there's a huge operation. I mean, the U.S. intelligence community has set up a 24-hour operations center at Fort Meade, which is the headquarters of the National Security Agency and U.S. Cyber Command. They have the Department of Homeland Security has reached out to thousands of local governments across the country, because you have to remember that elections in the United States are run by county governments. They're not run by the federal government. So it's a hugely complex system, and DHS has reached out to these thousands of local jurisdictions. They also have a 24-hour center which is in touch with officials from all of those jurisdictions and from the IT vendors and the cybersecurity companies that work with them, looking for nefarious activity on these computer networks. So there's a huge operation that's been launched, but the problem is that what the foreign adversaries are trying to hack, it seems, is not the systems, the voter systems, but the voters. That's what disinformation is about. And that, DNI Ratcliffe talked about this video that's been circulating, allegedly showing people able to cast fraudulent votes, mail-in ballots, even from overseas. He says that's not true. But the effort is to undermine confidence in the result, because, with the pandemic, with everything else, it may be several days before we know the results of elections in some key states, like, as Stephanie was saying, in Pennsylvania, where millions of people will be voting by mail for the first time. So there will be a delay. That may mean we don't know who's won. And one of the key objectives of all of these adversaries, because don't forget, the Russians want Trump to win, the Iranians want him to lose, the Chinese want him to lose. Everyone's getting in the act here, right? But one thing all of them want to do is to undermine Americans' confidence in their own institutions.
And I wanted to ask you, Sean, about Ratcliffe said that these were desperate actions by a desperate adversary. what were your takeaways on the way that these sort of revelations were framed to the American public?
Well, I mean, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because DNI Ratcliffe is a political ally of the president who was installed in that position. He's the first, I believe he was the sixth DNI, but the first without any actual experience as an intelligence professional. And I think it's fair to say that one role he's played is to, come out backing the president. And don't forget, this is a president who's been extremely critical of his own intelligence agencies. And he's referred to them as, deep staters and never Trumpers and so forth. So it's significant that this man has come out and is basically now on message for the intelligence community as saying, yes, the interference is going on, but no, it's not going to work. Americans should have confidence in their electoral system. I mean, that to me was the interesting piece of that. And his, I mean, I just thought it was interesting that he referred to this allegation that mail-in ballots, that people can cast fraudulent mail-in ballots as a desperate allegation, because obviously the other person who's made a big deal about the possibility of fraud in mail-in voting is President Trump.
Yeah, Sean, those are great points. Sean Waterman, we really appreciate you coming back on to discuss this issue. Amazing, less than 2 weeks to go